Well, hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and it's time for another Fun Knife Friday. And what do we have for a fun knife today? Well, it's probably a pocket knife with one of the greatest names of all time, and that's the Uncle Henry Roadie. This is in the new version of the Stagalon, so you can see how that looks. Which I really like the looks of this knife. I think it's really cool how it's light on this end, and as it comes back, it just gets darker and darker and darker till it's like all charcoaled out and stuff. It just really looks quite handsome, if you ask me. Nice and thick. You can see the brass liners that are there. Nice and smooth. Has this really cool lanyard bail to hook it to a keychain, or you can put a lanyard on it, or whatever you want to do with it. Has this really neat knife. I like the long French pulls on these. And then what you get is just a nice single blade. And let's talk about this guy, the 12UH. Okay, so first off, for a little history, we know that these knives came from Schrade, and that at the time, this is in the 1940s, there were a couple of brothers, Albert Bear, who owned the brother, and Henry, who worked for them, and he's the Henry for the Uncle Henry line. And then out of that also came the Old Timer, which we're going to get to old timers in just a second. What's interesting about this Roadie is that for being such a nice and handy knife, these guys first appeared in 1996 and were only listed until 2002, which I think is kind of a short time for a knife like this. It should have been around, I think, a lot longer. But what we're looking at here is we have a 2¼ inch blade. It's made of 7CR17. We have the Stagalon covers, polished nickel silver bolsters, brass pins and liners, and then our lanyard that goes over all of our stuff that's there. If you want to look at your tank stamp, you have the Uncle Henry in script, and then Schrade. Uncle Henry was supposed to be the line that was just a step above the Old Timer. And the Old Timer that is most like it, and its stablemate really, is the number 12 OT, which is the PAL. So you see they use the same blade, just almost the same blade shape. I guess it's a little bit different. I didn't realize, but the blades are the same size. They're both 2¼ It looks like you have a longer pull on the PAL, and that the clip is a little higher. You have a higher than here before it trails off. So yeah, that's kind of a neat difference. And you can see the difference in the handle size also. The PAL looks like it's just a little bit longer, maybe fractionally, but just really kind of a really cool knife. Now, I like the PAL a lot. I carry this knife a lot. You know, we're talking just little 3-finger knives, but you can get a lot of good work done with these guys. This is the same thing. This is one of the made in China Model 12. So again, it's the 7CR17. Got the 2¼ inch blade. It's got a 3-inch handle. And the PAL was introduced in 1991, and it ran until 2004 when Schrade and Old Timer sold to Taylor and Company. But they made this one back sooner because I don't know that the Roadie was cataloged by the Uncle Henry brand until just recently again. They are still available on the secondary market, so you can still get them, but they'll have the original Stagalon covers. You do have the kind of a squirrel-shaped shield here that says Uncle Henry in script on it. And so it's definitely a good knife. I've enjoyed working with this one. With the little bail on it, it does give your little finger something to hold on to, or if you had a lanyard that was enough to grab with your pinky finger. That would be good. But I enjoy these knives a lot. And another knife that's kind of in the same family, kind of on the it's maybe a little bit smaller, is the Mighty Mite from Old Timer. And this is your little 2-inch locking blade. Again, a 3-finger knife, but with it being a liner lock, this really makes it stand out for safety and usability if it was a harder task. This is the 18 OT. Still has some tape gunk on it. I need to clean that off. But I didn't know I was going to pull it out until I said, you know what? I have a couple other knives that are kind of in the same frame, kind of the same family of knives. You can see that the frame of these two knives is not much different. They're just a little bit bigger on the PAL and a little bit longer, but definitely in that same family. And that brings me back to this knife, which is my little Remington knife that got me back into traditionals. So you can see that having the Stagalon type covers and the single blade, this is a knife that's right up my alley. I really enjoy these little traditionals like this. I think they're really cool and something that will get you through your day for sure. So I mean, definitely check them out. I think they're really quite fun and fun to collect, fun to use. They're just all around great pocket knife. I mean, what can you say? They're probably, I guess, in the traditional world, maybe they'd be a vest pocket knife, but I don't know very many people that wear vests nowadays. I do know some, but not a lot. They're not fashionable outside of winter. But yeah, that's it for this one. I hope that you enjoy this and it fits into your Fun Knife Friday ideas. So we'll just go ahead and leave it with that. And I will see you guys in the next one. Talk to you soon.